experiencing that incredible elation of winning.
To cross the line when you on that is incredible. A lot of honour, lots of people cheering your name.
I have found the times that I do get a bit emotional. I think it's just watching someone living and fulfilling, their dreams.
To watch a person stand with that medal around their neck and realise they've just achieved a degree of
Ladies and gentlemen, as is customary, will those who are able please stand for the national anthem of Canada. Anthem of the United States of America. Of international wheelchair basketball, the teams will now exchange gifts. We wish them both the best of luck for the game. So before we kick off the final game of the day, and it is the final quarter-final for the final 4 for the women's competition. The fact that information on the two teams, USA, they are ranked number 1 in the world. And the World Championship they won 55 points. They won the whole world tournament to the Paralympic Games in 2011. And Paralympic, they won gold for the teams. So they were ranked gold medals and the teams to move forward in this competition. The team that won this are Canada. They are currently third in the world.
We already know 3 of the 4 semi-finalists in the women's wheelchair basketball here at London 2012. Australia, Holland and Germany already through to within 1 game of a medal. But will it be Canada or the United States who will join them? 2 of the best sides in the world, but the draw has contrived to bring them together here at the quarter-final stage. Kevin Bowie is alongside me again, and they must be wondering why they're playing each other at such a relatively early stage of a major competition.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple key losses with similar records in your pool, and that's what happens. You end up crossing over against somebody who you actually probably should be facing in like the bronze or the gold medal match. And that was sort of, unfortunately, Canada's fate. Canada losing to the Netherlands and USA losing to Germany.
Canada finishing 3rd in their group behind Australia and the Netherlands, and the USA 2nd behind Germany. They lost that game 54-48, one of the best games in the group phase. And this the final game of the evening here inside the North Greenwich Arena. The USA in the white vests, playing from right to left in the first quarter. And the first effort on the basket is from Alana Nichols. And the defensive rebound from Janet McLaughlin. And she will be a key player for the Canadians tonight.
Absolutely, she'll be the key for the Canadians. If they can get her hot, get her in the key, and scoring a lot of points. She also does a lot of damage on the boards. Other players to look for Canada are Cindy Ouellette and Katie Harnick. Katie's a terrific scorer, and so is Cindy. But Cindy, a defensive powerhouse. USA will rely on Rebecca Murray, who's an absolutely tremendous shooter, easily USA's best shooter. And USA as a whole will rely on their whole team to produce great pressure on Canada.
Tracy Ferguson with the opening basket for Canada. And the Americans starting with 16-year-old Rose Holloman wearing number 15. Just moving outside the paint towards the top of the key. The youngest player in the tournament, and it's a real mix of youth and experience, this American side.
Absolutely it is, but players like Rose Holloman really stepped up, especially in their overtime win over China. She was unbelievable down the stretch. Some key hoops, along with Rebecca Murray, who's also very young. Both represented USA in their gold medal win at the Under-25 World Championships, which is a great event to help build women's sport in Canada. There you see some of Janet's strength, being able to make a more than half-court pass to Tracy Ferguson.
And Nichols with the personal foul. So Canada will get the ball back inside American territory here. Harnick just moving the ball around. And the shot comes in eventually, with the shot clock about to expire from McLachlan. And in the end, the ball goes out, and the Americans will get the ball back. And the US winning the gold medal in the last two Paralympic Games. And they went through Beijing undefeated before beating Germany in the final. Whatever happened, that couldn't happen this time. That loss to Germany in the group phase. Here's Murray. Inside the paint, the shot is missed again by Chu.
An interesting statistic to mention is just that if you actually look back at the history of wheelchair basketball, every gold medal was won by one of the teams in this match here. So it's since 1992. That is a long time to go back.
The US winning gold in Beijing, Athens and Seoul, silver in Barcelona and bronze in Atlanta, Arnhem in 1980 and Tel Aviv way back in 1968. And the Americans yet to find a way onto the scoreboard here. Desi Miller missing their latest opportunity. And you'll see the huge reach there of McLachlan. A real pivot for the whole Canadian team in an attacking sense, but this time Murray comes up with the ball for the Americans. He goes all the way.
So Canada's going to really have to focus on jumping Murray early, getting her out of her shooting rhythm. Anytime you give her a really easy shoot for goal, especially on the roll like that, she's money.
Here's McLachlan again. A fine move inside the paint.
Yeah, a little shake and bake from Janet and an N1 here. The hoop, the harm, and we'll go to the free throw line for one more.
This will make it a three-pointer. And she's got that extra reach, which makes her so dangerous when attacking, and also defensively, she's a very big obstacle to get the ball over.
Absolutely, and she can do a few small tilts and stuff like that, and really get the pressure on American girls who are significantly shorter than Janet is.
So the 16-year-old Holloman with her first foul. Murray. And Canada will get the ball back.
Yeah, moving screen really quickly there. You have to be covering the entire path in order to block a player's progress. Unfortunately, number 6 for USA was not in the right position.
Canada winning the gold medal in Sydney 2000, Atlanta in 1996, and also in Barcelona. A bronze medal in Athens. Failed to make the podium in Beijing. The drive through onto the paint there from Ouellette.
Yeah, Desi Miller just reaching in there and catching Cindy across the arm.
So Ouellette scores from the free throw line.
Yeah, look for Ouellette to be a great point guard for Canada, and crossing in transition, creating the offense for them, trying to distribute to players like Janet and Katie Harnick.
So Canada not on the podium in Beijing. It was the first time since 1988 they weren't successful. But they've medaled at all 6 World Championships. And they got here with a bronze medal in 2010 when the competition was held here in the United Kingdom, in the city of Birmingham. Ouellette again, scoring again.
There is that slashing and ball handling game from Cindy Ouellette. The Americans actually doing a terrific job on their press right now. They are distracting Canada a lot. It's just that Janet has a lot of range to lob that ball over to players that get over half for her. Otherwise, the USA is doing a terrific job.
And McLachlan averaging 26 points in the game so far. But there's Murray with a response.
There you see Janet's big presence against Nichols, having to pull the ball out from under the key. Realized she couldn't get the shot off with the size of Janet there.
Well, we've got the 2 sharpshooters here. In the overall averages, McLachlan 26 points, Murray 21 points so far in the competition. And that's a fine basket from Sarah Binsfield. That's the earliest shot from Murray.
Yeah, Murray just seems to have a laser eye that hones in on the basket, and she's a pretty unstoppable shooter, especially at her age.
So Katie Harnott with the latest basket there for the Canadians. And in the Parapan Games last year, the USA beat the Canadians 69-31, and I'm sure that's in the back of the Canadian minds here tonight.
Absolutely. There were a lot of injuries for the Canadian side when they played the U.S., but the U.S., their press was stifling at their qualifier at the Pan American Games. So, yeah, Canada really is doing a much better job of lobbing the press. That's really how they're breaking it now, whereas before they were trying a little too hard to dribble out of it, I think, at the qualifier.
Murray scored all of the American points so far tonight.
Great advice by Kylie on the bench there. He's really focusing on backpicking and trying to get Janet out of the play, which is going to lead to a lot of U.S. success if they can keep her in the backcourt. She does not have quite the same chair skills that a lot of the U.S. players have.
Holloman. And Miller. And McLaughlin with the defensive rebound. Ouellette again.
Cindy Ouellette, on the other hand, does have some exceptional chair skills. Absolutely one of the best chair skills in the women's game.
Nice wing-to-wing pass as well, but the shot clock will expire. Bill Johnson there, the Canadian coach.
So Bill always very focused on the bench. Was lucky enough to have him as my junior coach, so I know his style well.
Holloman. Inside the paint.
Quick offensive foul there. Holloman didn't really control her chair as she rolled into the basket and collided, allowing her to elevate and get the shot off.
Is that inexperience?
A little bit of inexperience and a lot of focus. Just focused on the rim and not necessarily on her chair control.
Second foul already for Holloman.
Good smart foul there by Murray again, the taller McLaughlin. In the paint, got to take that foul early before she gets a chance to shoot the ball and get her N1 play.
But Canada enjoying a comfortable early lead here, which is now extended.
If Canada can match up Janet on Murray, they're going to really look to attack her so that Murray has to take some of those early fouls, get her into foul trouble, and then USA loses their sort of one punch of their 1-2 punch with their 4-5s and Murray.
All this American team played their domestic wheelchair basketball at home, but there's a more cosmopolitan look to the Canadian side as Murray. 6 out of 6 for her. And that capture may as well read Murray 6, Canada 11 at the moment.
Canada actually did what was first in women's wheelchair basketball to really, they centralized as a team. Partial centralization in Germany and in Alabama, and then working towards the Paralympic Games, got together in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and trained together for 3 months.
McLaughlin with the latest basket. She plays her club wheelchair basketball in Germany with the Trier Dolphins, as does Kendra Omaha, who is on the bench at the moment, and also Tara Facer.
Great pressure by the USA there. Their press is starting to click now.
So they're 7 points down. And playing a team like the Canadians, is it better for the Americans the scrappier it is?
Yeah, I think so. If they're scrappy with Canada, it could be tough for them. But if Canada is scrappy with them, they'll take advantage with their superior chair skills and gain some access to the key. Canada doesn't want to take too many risks here and really wants to play conservative quality defense.
Beglenhart with the first foul for her, drawn by Schneider. And here's Murray. And finally, another American makes it onto the scoreboard, Desi Miller.
Desi Miller, great pick there, setting herself up. As Murray rolls by, she creates the picking angle, and then Desi's able to roll easily to the hoop. Murray with the assist. Great play.
Roulette, McLaughlin again. Not this time. Ferguson, McLaughlin. Third time of asking.
Janet's just so big in the paint there. USA doesn't really have an answer for that type of height.
She maybe doesn't have the chair skills of Patrick Anderson on the Canadian men's team, but she is the equivalent, the sort of
absolutely very
talisman or taliswoman.
Absolutely a very dominant player. If it was my team, men's side or women's side, doesn't matter. I would want Janet rebounding for me. She has terrific sense of where the ball is in the air, and when she's in the paint, she has great patience and great finish. She is an elite shooter.
Well, there she is again. 9 points for her already, and a 9-point lead for the Canadians.
Also from my hometown of Vancouver, so.
No pass intended. Here's Murray. And that's a fast breakaway, which is converted by Ouellette. And that pace catching the Americans out there. Milford. Over the top for Murray.
Miller doing a fantastic job of trying to create that high pick and roll, and I think that will be really successful for the USA.
There's McLaughlin with that finish. And here was the long looping pass. But Murray goes to the line. No need for a rebound there.
Oh, absolutely, she's a solid free throw shooter. Look for her to display a whole range of shooting ability. She has range all the way outside the three-point line, so USA can use that for an advantage.
McLaughlin again. Where the whistle goes, as Harnett was bearing down on the basket.
Yeah, quick 3 seconds there. Janet took the time to cradle the ball, look at the rim, then pass the ball. That's a little too long in the key in the referee's opinion, and therefore the turnover.
A long way to go, but the US would not want this lead to be maintained until half-time. Holloman doesn't trouble the ring.
As you mentioned before, USA does have a lot of youth and stuff like that. This game is a pressure game for them. Some of them their first Paralympic games. So we'll see if some of them can really settle in. Whereas a lot of the Canadian players have 1 or 2 Paralympics under their belts.
And the whistle goes as Ouellette was heading towards the basket again. But she draws the foul. Schneider trying to keep up with her there. And this will be a big lead at the end of the first quarter. Dave Kiley has much to ponder.
There's one thing USA does really well is make adjustments, and they spend a ton of time in the video room. Coach Matt Bushy does a lot of their video work. He's the assistant coach on Team USA, and he pores over the video, so I know that they will make some strong adjustments going into the next quarter.
Well, they'll need to. Canada's quarter, without any question. An 11-point lead, 9 points from Janet McLaughlin. Supported well, Cindy Ouellette with 6. And it's a big lead for Canada. 62% field goal conversion from them, 8 from 13. The USA, 25%, 4 for 16.
Absolutely, and Kylie right now discussing with them, get the nerves out of the way. I think that'll be key because they are a high execution team on the press, and they haven't been converting at the same rate that they're typically used to.
And Bill Johnson must be saying, just keep it going.
Absolutely. He just said there, we're doing a terrific job of getting Janet off the back pick. Continue to do that. So he definitely is feeling comfortable and confident. And Bill knows his systems very, very well. So
And 11 defensive rebounds for Canada so far. Shows just how much work McLaughlin does defensively as well.
absolutely. She is a rebounding machine out there, for sure. But you saw free throw percentage. That's a big statistic. USA is at 71% and has attempted a lot of free throws. Canada hasn't attempted quite as many, but at 100%. So both are really ticking from the free throw line. And the charity stripe is where games are won and lost in these tight ones.
And it could be a tight game, but for that to happen, it needs the Americans to make a recovery here before half-time. And that's bearing out what Kevin was saying. Half a dozen rebounds from McLaughlin so far. Australia awaiting the winners in the semi-finals. They took bronze in Beijing 4 years ago. And you can watch all the Paralympic sport with us at paralympic.org, and also like the Paralympic Movement on Facebook, facebook.com/Paralympic Games, or follow us on Twitter at Paralympic. Murray. And Murray and Miller have scored all the American points so far. Finally, there is a third scorer on the sheet, and it's Milford.
Great patience on the shot clock there. Both top scorers for the USA are on one side, distracting a lot of Canadian attention, and then able to hit from the middle. Milford.
Double figures for McLaughlin already. McLaughlin, one of the 4.5 players. The players are classified with numbers between 1 and 4.5. The higher the number, the lower your level of physical impairment. And a coach can't have more than 14 points on the court at any one time. 5 players, of course, used in rotation from a squad of 13. As America pull themselves further back into this match. Desi Miller. But the response from Ouellette.
Yeah, great pick and roll. Katie Harnick has shown her shooting talent throughout the tournament. USA knows they need to jump her, and therefore Ouellette able to get a pick and roll going.
Schneider. But the whistle had gone.
Get an early foul on the entry pass. Not giving her a chance to shoot.
Second foul for Vliegenhart.
Great move by Coach Johnson there to sub Leonhardt out. He does need her as a Class 1 down the stretch with more experience than Jamie Jules, who had just entered the game. But 2 fouls, you don't want to get a third close to going into the second half here.
Murray. And Miller, but that's stolen.
Tracy Ferguson with the steal there. She's definitely a KG veteran of the Canadian team, been around for a long time.
Age of 37. And now Harnick. Had support inside. Ouellette. Hitting the underside of the backboard, I think, in the end. Schneider regathers. And now it's Miller. 3-pointer. Schneider again. Miller closer in. Castle. Schneider. Persistence paying off there.
For sure. I think it's great that Desi Miller is showing 3. USA has that in their bag of tricks, and that can be a very successful shot for them, especially if you hit it early. Canada starts to buy in, and then they start to extend their defense, and that's where the USA's pick and roll game will then excel.
And it just changes the shape of the game as well. But here's Ouellette. At the moment, the US need a momentum builder, and a 3-point shot might give them that.
Absolutely, it always does. It looks spectacular, it energizes the crowd, but more importantly, it gets you that 1 extra point closer to a comeback.
Murray. Schneider underneath. And Tracy Ferguson pulled up this time for the foul. But here was Ouellette. Just coming between the lines. Schneider makes the first. So the Americans edging the second quarter so far, 7-6. But it's still a healthy lead for the Canadians. They would happily take this margin into the dressing room at half-time. McLaughlin. They can't live with her, can they?
No, absolutely not. They have to do something to stop Janet. They have been working very, very hard to get back picks, but Canada doing a great job to get off those back picks.
Schneider.
Jamie Jewell's lucky not to get a foul there. It was quite a big collision, and some of those tough calls down low have gone the other way, so fortunate for Canada not to send it to the line too.
Ouellette. Defensive rebound gathered by Castle. But it's coughed up by the Americans. There's where McLaughlin turns in traffic. Timeout called by the USA. They've not really made huge inroads into the Canadian lead midway through the second quarter.
USA really needs to look here for a way to get Murray free. She is a catalyst for so much of their offense. So if they can find a way to get her free, it will create more opportunities for other American players on the offside.
$12 points so far for Ouellette in the game. And most of them have come speeding into the paint. McLaughlin not successful this time. Murray. Schneider. Miller.
Good adjustment by Janet to get across the key and make that block, but her teammate on the offside didn't really get her back and didn't keep her player, Schneider, from getting in the key.
But here's Ouellette again. And this time Schneider blocks her off, but it's been a recurring theme for the Americans, seeing Ouellette speeding towards the paint and scoring like that. McLaughlin takes a tumble. And that just lingered on the hoop before dropping.
McLaughlin's great cutting here is really opening things up now for Cindy, but also look for Katie now to really light it up on the scoreboard. Again, Murray needs to get involved a little bit more for the U.S. offense, but Schneider doing a terrific job making up for it.
And Murray with the assist there. But it's hard work for the Americans, this. Harnack. Ouellette again. And they'll just run out of time, but the ball put behind by an American hand, Darlene Hunter. Alana Nichols back in the game for the Americans. And what do you do now with 1 second on the shot clock?
Quick lob into Janet. She's great at the buzzer. Doesn't make it there.
Darlene Hunter going down hard there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the crossing the path foul that happens when Janet's seat rail is not quite in front of the U.S. player. When she turns, she doesn't give her time and distance to stop. That's a foul.
Second personal foul for Janet McLaughlin. Just have to be careful. She won't want to put herself under pressure.
Yeah, she's not sure that that's a foul, but from this angle,
It certainly looked
is.
it, yeah. Underneath. Another basket for the Americans.
Great chance with Janet off the floor. It's for the Americans to chip away, use their chair skills, a little less height on the floor. Tara is still big, but doesn't quite have the scoring prowess as Janet.
The Americans leading 15-10 in this quarter. Ouellette running out of time, running out of room there. She'll get the ball back. Not this time. For the Canadian top scorer so far, 14 points. And she and McLaughlin have 27 of their 31 between them. And Darlene Hunter there, inside the paint. Drawing the foul.
Canada now has both their class ones with 2 fouls, so that'll be a tough one for them. They only have the 2 to sub in and sub out. They have to go with alternate lineups then with different point values in order to make points.
How much does that run through a coach's mind? Is he constantly doing the mental arithmetic?
Absolutely. You have your line that you want to go with, and then the fouls can sometimes dictate the lineup you have to go with. And you always have to be, you're always aware of what your lineups are predetermined and what your looks are with each one of those lineups.
Murray finding Miller. And the Americans' field goal percentage taking a hammering there in that passage of play. Ferguson looking for support. Ouellette losing the ball. Hunter gets it back off the frame.
Looked a bit more like bumper cars than basketball for a second there, but USA comes free with the ball.
Nichols is out front, but she's not needed.
That's a much better look for the USA to actually sit in a patient half-court offense and execute. That's absolutely what they should be doing right now, just getting themselves in a shooting rhythm again.
It's Desi Miller. And a timeout call by Bill Johnson. His team trail by 7 points in this quarter, and their lead is down to 4. It was said there in the huddle, we're not losing, but when you're so far ahead and then it's closed up, it feels like it, doesn't it, at times?
Absolutely. Right now, Canada doesn't have an amazing record recently against the USA. So that will still play in the back of their mind as USA creeps back in. You get a ton of confidence when you get up by a lot, but as they creep back, you're not really feeling as confident, even though you have the lead. So they should really dwell on the fact that they have a lead and not that they've taken a bit of a slide. Janet interjected back into the lineup here.
Replacing Tara Fessa. And that's why she's back in the game.
So he has to be really smart here not to pick up any fouls.
And there is McLaughlin defensively, picking up the rebound. And now Ouellette. It's been the Ouellette and McLaughlin show so far, but not that time. Diligent work from Schneider.
We'll see if USA, when they get the ball back, will look to attack Janet and see if they can get her to pick up her third foul. That would be a really smart play for Miller or Schneider to try and attack there.
Well, in the men's game recently, one of the big games when the USA beat Germany, and we saw Sebastian Volt, one of the key players for Germany. I think he was on 3 fouls in the first quarter, and that's one of the main reasons they lost the game.
Absolutely, you have to take care of your foul count and your best players. Sometimes the referees will help out a little bit. They look to try and keep the better players in the game if it's at all possible. But if fouls are blatant, they have to be called, and you have to be responsible for your own actions. So,
Harnett with a defensive rebound. Nichols with a miss. And now Ferguson. Final minute of the first half. Ouellette. Harnett. McLaughlin.
you'll see Canada go a lot to the height of McLaughlin at the end of the shot clocks, just because she does have all the way out to three-point range from stationary and is extremely tall. USA can't really defend that type of height.
But it's still a 6-point lead. But it's been almost halved by the Americans. Murray. Not scored yet in this quarter. Rebecca Murray. But the basket goes in after the whistle. But Miller will still go to the line.
Woodson into the game for the USA will help them match up a little bit height-wise with Janet. But it's really important here that Miller keep the pressure on.
So anybody's game, heading towards half-time, really. McLaughlin. Miller with the defensive rebound. Now Murray. May have to think about a three-pointer here. And with 1.5 seconds left, the referee's whistle went there, and it was Desi Miller who's been pulled up for the foul on Harnack.
Yeah, again, USA too focused on the rim, not enough on their chair control, and the charge foul happens. Canada will launch it up here.
Not this time, but fairly inconclusive first half overall. If we're looking to pick a semi-final winner, Canada had that 11-point lead after the first quarter, but the US came back strongly, 19-12 in the second. And I think, even though they're trailing, America will go into the dressing room at half-time maybe feeling a bit better about themselves.
I think they got rid of some nerves and they started executing their type of ball, and they climbed a mountain to get back, and they're in it. You know, they have a lot of confidence. They were down 8 with 2 minutes left to go against China and pulled off the win in overtime. So they have confidence. They know they've done it before, and they'll go into halftime and make some adjustments.
Should be a fascinating second half. At halftime, Canada lead the United States of America 33-29.
You've won. I think I'll agree with that, actually. Right, then the game is called Musical Balls, ladies and gents. The way we're going to do it, we're going to drop a hip-hop happening funky modern beat. These guys are going to strut their stuff in the middle of the court. When the music stops, they run, grab a ball and shoot. The last one to score gets knocked out. We do it all over again until we have a winner. Guys, do we know the rules? Are we happy? Guys in the crowd, if you want to dance along and cheer, you're more than encouraged to do so. It is compulsory. It says it on the back of your ticket. Double check that. Right, guys, we ready? DJ, we ready? Let's go! Right, dancing along, guys. Dancing along. Throw your shapes. Stay up. Get to the rhythm. Come on, here we go. Everyone along. Fast along, guys. Let's hear it. Go! Right then, the last one to score gets knocked out. Maria Sushi misses. You've got one down there, top scored. Go on, Rachel. Give it a go. Go on, Rachel. Missed. We both scored. Right, it's down to you two. Give us some support, guys. Give us some support. Yay! Maria, unlucky. You're already out. Oh, never mind. Down there. Thank you very much. Let's hear it for Maria. She's out right then. We'll roll again. Give the balls back. Okay, we need to see some better dancing. Okay, some better dancing. I know it sounds crazy, but we need some better dancing. Okay, let's go. Clap it along. Give us some support, guys. Dance. Dance. You got it. I can't easy. Let's go. Here we go. Dance. Dance. Where you go? Come back. Come back. Come back. Dance. 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 What's that? Go. Right then. We've got Tom. We've got Alex. We've got Rachel. Take them all. Just grab anyone. He's scored. On already. Yay! Sayonara, my friend. Well done. Right then, we got two competitors. Have you injured yourself? You got a lip? He's injured himself already. He's a true athlete here at London 2012. Right then, Tom. We have Tom and we have Rachel. Let's give a big cheer for supporting Rachel. Let's have a cheer for supporting Tom. Ready, mate. Right then. It's the dance off. It's the final of Musical Balls. Let's go! Let's see what you got. Okay. Let's not stop it. Here we go. Give us some support, guys. Let's hear it. Come on. All the way around in your arena. Let's see a sprinkler. Let's see the sprinkler. Keep dancing. The music's still going. Stop cheating. Tom as well, but he put his last name. What did you make of the support?
It's good. Very, very good.
You're very happy. Let's hear it for Rachel one more time, guys. All right then, Tom. You get your breath back, yeah?
No, I'm knackered.
You're not good that you're injured, but you've enjoyed your time here in the North Greenwich Arena. What was going on in that final? What didn't you score?
I don't play basketball.
You don't play basketball. That's a good enough reason as any, I guess. Right then, just to say, what's it like to be on this London 2012 Paralympic Games court? When you look around you, what does it mean?
That's pretty special. Just to see everyone there supporting TV.
See everyone here supporting GB. Let's hear it from our winner, Tom, ladies and gents. All right, we've got just a couple of minutes before our two teams come back onto court. It's the USA. Oh, there you go. Yes, Rachel, yes. And Canada. If you were playing along earlier, we had a wonderful round of dance. It was a dance dance off. It was brilliant. Now, mums. You know what's coming. Can we have all the mums in the North Greenwich Arena on your feet, please? All the mums, come on. You know what's coming. Don't be shy. Come on, mum. Stop your deck. Come on. All the mums in the North Greenwich Arena on your feet, please. If your mum isn't standing up, get them on their feet. That is an order. Okay, let's do a big round of applause for all our mums. Right, and you saw the standard that the dad set, mum, so you've got to prove a point. Are you better dancers or not? We're playing the biggest dance-off with mums in the North Greenwich Arena. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh yeah! Let's give it up for our mums. Let's hear it, come on! Singing on 12. Let's hear it happen on the 2012. Let's hear it happen. Come on, mum. Where are you? Let's see it. Here we go. Dancing along. Yes, thank you. Let's hear it for our mums. Keep it going. You should be dancing again. Dancing. Dance
So both teams out for the second half here in this women's wheelchair basketball quarter-final. At half-time, Canada leading the United States 33-29. And that represents something of a comeback from the Americans, who were 11 points down at the end of the first quarter. But they recovered 7 of those points with the shooting of Desi Miller and Rebecca Murray during the second stanza. Alongside me is the wheelchair basketball player and referee Kevin Barry, and this has got the look now of a game that could go all the way right to the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it absolutely has. The two players for USA that you expect to do really well, Desi Miller and Rebecca Murray, are doing just that. Murray maybe a little bit earlier in the first quarter. Look for her in the second half. And then Janet and Cindy, the two top players for Canada, both on their game as well. Janet in a little bit of foul trouble in the first half, but managed to only stay at 2 fouls. So I think this one actually could go right to the wire. It was published to be a great game, and it's turning out to be that way.
There's Janet McLaughlin, one of the key players for Canada, as always. 15 points from her. Well supported by Christy Oulet with 14. And she seems to be enjoying the experience.
Yeah, Cindy Oulet, definitely one of the more demonstrative players on the team. You always know how she's feeling.
And change it up is the message from the coach.
There you see a little bit of the youth on Canada there, Jamie Jules and Maud Jacques, who Jacques hasn't been in the game yet, but Jules got some significant minutes there when Vliegenhart was out, and those were big minutes for her to take.
All right, we're going to try to do this. We've got to find our shooters getting shots without so much duress. All right, I love what's going on in here. All right, that's good. We've got to find some spots where we just get good looks. All right, so Star, you engage by keeping Star. Stay baseline, all right? You two work the two-man game, and you might get an ISO situation on it.
Hey, matchups too. Find Peaches. Find her.
You hear the American coach saying, we're really going to key in on Katie Harnick. I think they believe that her shooting outside will help open things up for Janet, so they want to lock her down early so that they can prevent that from happening.
So confirmation that the US came back very strongly in that second quarter. Australia awaiting the winners in the semi-finals. And Janet McLaughlin in a spot of foul trouble in the game, and that's something that they'll have to be careful, because 2 fouls is not a huge problem, but when it gets to 3, then the opposition know they can target her.
Absolutely.
And here is Harnick at the start of the third quarter. Germany, Australia and Holland all through to the semi-finals. Defensive rebound from Murray, who had a very fine start to the game, but then found it difficult to find any real space inside the paint after that. Well supported there by Castle.
USA working that high pick and roll again, just like they did in the first half. Hopefully that will pay some dividends for them. They did chip away at the lead using just that.
And Murray will see plenty of the ball the longer this game goes on. She left Vliegenhart on her side there, and the opening basket of the third quarter is scored by the Americans. Vliegenhart there, the meat in the sandwich between Murray and Schneider.
Absolutely pushing after her marked player, and just didn't see the pick coming. Spilled over the top. Take a lot of tumbles in wheelchair basketball.
Desi Miller coming up with the basket. And it's a 2-point game. 12 points now for Miller.
So USA already picking up the chatter this half. That's great for them. Communication is key to a pressure defense like this, and you can see they're shelling up Janet quite well.
And that was Nichols there, wearing number 12, who was the most vocal. Harnack, Oulet. McLaughlin heading into traffic. Oulet can't find the basket, and now we have the quick break. It's Miller again. But McLaughlin did well to get back there. Murray. Schneider can't gather.
Too bad. First inklings there of USA basketball, which is definitely fast break, run and gun. That's what they want to do to beat Canada.
McLaughlin with the looper. Oulet has to check back as she gathers. Ferguson. And Wieglenhart, as the shot clock expired, draws the foul.
For sure, definitely a tough hoop to convert. Class 1 player rolling into the key with bigger, higher functioning players around her. Not always the best pick and roll, but it was a good look. She just didn't convert there.
Sarah Castle with her first foul. Wieglenhart, one of the players considered to have the highest level of physical impairment, a 1.0. Offensive rebound from McLaughlin. And the misses are not costly.
With Janet around, you always know the rebound will probably get swallowed up by her.
17 points for her now. And the body's beginning to crash to the court now. It's Sarah Castle there. And that's a very good field goal percentage for the Canadians. Anything around 50%.
50% is what you're looking for. That's the goal. Higher than that is just gravy. But the higher you can get it, the better chance you're winning. Same with free throw percentage. Both these teams are great free throw shooting teams. And look for that. Those little one-pointers from the free throw line really, really add up. And that can be the make or break in a tight game like this one.
But the ball turned over by the Americans. Alana Nichols back in the game for Sarah Castle. Oulet. McLaughlin trying to drive a path for her towards the paint. Harnack. Ferguson. Defensive rebound gathered. Schneider. Space inside now. And in the end, Nichols unable to turn, but...
Yeah, Janet trying to get over there, play some quick help defense. Chips away with her chair. Tough with Oulet down in the backcourt. Once you have a 4-on-5 advantage, or 5-on-4 advantage, I should say, usually a higher conversion rate there. Janet now picks up her third foul.
And she's heading off to the sideline. Too great a risk at this stage. Defensive rebound, though, is picked up. Ferguson.
Tracy really needs to get that hook pass up in the air to make a successful pass there. Look for USA to mark Katie Harnack even more now as the outside shooter. She is a great outside offensive generator there, whereas Cindy will look to slash to the hoop, like she did there.
Like that. 6-point lead. But Canada do look a very different team when McLaughlin's on the sideline. Schneider able to drive into the paint there.
With McLaughlin off the floor, Canada just doesn't have the same height advantage that they had before. Now USA actually has the height advantage with two 4.5s on the floor.
Fessa. Ferguson. Oulet. And now Harnack. And the Americans seem to be moving into the ascendancy in terms of the play on the court, if not the scoreboard at the moment. Murray. Schneider. The offensive rebound gathered by Nichols. Murray inside. And it lingers before Hunter makes it a 2-point game.
You can see how much Janet's ability to rebound the basketball really affects Canada's offense and defense. They're able to get quick transitions off her great rebounding and her big arm.
Oulet. No real angle there. Ferguson. Beagle and Hart in support. There she is. And at the moment, Canada are not generating a huge amount of offense. Murray.
There, Fesher needs to really be careful that she doesn't keep one hand on the wheel and continue to back up with the player as they're trying to shoot. That's that back-in foul. You can see the hand position there. Great camera shot.
So the American pressure will not relent, and McLaughlin is back in the game very quickly. And that's a risk. Long way to go.
Absolutely. Almost 5 minutes left in the quarter. Janet picking up a foul would be devastating for Canada right now. See Harnick playing some great behind defense there, but nicked somebody on the arm there. I think that was Miller.
Just a touch there, so Miller will go to the line. Doesn't have to be much of a touch.
Foul,
yeah. And this to tie the scores. And remember, Canada were 11 points clear at the end of the first quarter. Tied up now, though. $14 points for Miller. And all the chatter is coming from the American bench. McLaughlin almost has to play within herself now. Oulet.
Tough shot there. Yeah, absolutely right. Janet needs to make sure that she's definitely playing quality fundamental defense here and not taking too many risks.
Oulet is the player who hits the deck. Coming together of players there.
Yeah, sometimes it's bang bang and the referee doesn't really have a great angle on the decision. And there it's just sort of let them get up and play again.
Well, Oulet just dusting herself down on the sidelines. Jamie Jules coming in.
Again, questioning the foul, but that's a clear foul for the referee. An easy one to call. First time we've seen Canada go with a 4.5 look.
Impressive, I can't believe it, but here's Schneider. Miller on the buzzer.
At the buzzer, U.S. grabs the lead.
And the US in the lead for the first time since the early stages of the first quarter. McLaughlin. That's a quality player.
She absolutely does have a lot of range.
But she has to stay out there. And Hunter now drawing the foul. Fessa has 3.
You can see Tara having some trouble with the backing in there.
So Darlene Hunter has one more chance to give her side the lead again. And McLaughlin gathers the rebound. Ferguson. Where's the support? Goes herself.
Yeah, USA's back pick working to perfection there, keeping Janet out.
Here's Miller out in front. $18 points now for Miller. Fessa. McLaughlin. Not this time.
Get a push foul here.
Here's the shot from Miller, which put the US back into the lead. But McLaughlin drawing the foul this time.
Miller's absolutely found her stroke in this game. She's playing terrific basketball right now.
Nichols with the foul. Ooh. They all count. But the rebound regathered well by Ferguson, but then the opportunity coughed up straight away. Schneider with the steal. McLaughlin into traffic, and the player going down there was Nichols.
Nichols chasing hard after McLaughlin there, and see Canada getting out to a fast break. First time we've seen Alicia Williams in the game. She the other 4.5 player for Canada.
And Nichols will have to be careful on 3 fouls. So Sarah Castle comes in to replace her. Viglenhart. McLaughlin. Time to set. And the strength. But the US remain in the lead. And they've eaten away into Canada's early advantage. Miller. Castle. McLaughlin has to be careful.
Foul on the baseline there by Jessica Lienhart.
But McLaughlin here, I mean, she can't afford to get involved in any sort of physicality or chair work, can she?
Absolutely no. She needs to play very fundamental, and she's doing a pretty good job of that there.
Schneider. And again. Three-point lead for the Americans, a 14-7 lead in this quarter, and they have turned this game around. Williams, McLaughlin. underneath. The opportunity was there, but the whistle goes. And Canada just struggling to generate anything here offensively. As Kevin said earlier, they were so loose at the start of the game, everything was flying in. Now the Americans are in control. McLaughlin helped out by a teammate.
Yeah,
Ligelhart.
Exactly. One of the worst things you can do as a team is go from loose to being tight. Sometimes it's a shock that you get out to a big lead like that, and then it starts to close, and you close up as well. So hopefully Canada can loosen up going into the fourth. Janet will go to the line here.
Foul by Castle. And Canada, for their own peace of mind, need both of these. No, just the one. 21 points now for McLaughlin.
Oh, that's a tough one right there. Janet trying to avoid the contact, but really, really heads-up play from Murray there to realize Janet's there, turn back in. That's her path, and she's allowed it.
And that is the fourth foul for McLaughlin. So she's going to have to play very smart basketball in the final quarter.
Good move here by Coach Johnson, pulling her out. 25 seconds. Why take an unnecessary risk?
And Ulay is back in the game. And Murray here can open up a 4-point lead, which she does.
Actually, two-possession game now here for Canada. We'll see if they try for a 2-for-1 basket here, but I doubt it. I think they'll try and use the whole clock, score a high percentage, and go into the fourth quarter.
Jennifer Chu back in the game for Darlene Hunter. Ulay, but the whistle had gone. Williams drawing the foul from Woodson.
USA over the limit here, so they'll get a chance to shoot some free throws.
And Ulay is going to have a massive role in the final quarter.
Absolutely, she's definitely going to have to step it up.
0 for 2 there, and Murray comes up with the defensive rebound.
Toughness is there from Williams.
Miller. Murray. Flattened there by Harnack.
Another last-second charge call we see on the USA. They really like to focus in on the rim with seconds left to go, and they're taking some unnecessary fouls here.
Second foul for Murray. Harnack just holding on. And Canada just holding on, really. Another poor quarter for them. 16-8. The Americans outscored them. And we've had a 15-point swing in the last two quarters towards the Americans.
Absolutely. You can see there two quarters of elite scoring, one by the USA, one by Canada. And then USA with a really good quarter, very confident quarter going into the fourth quarter. So we'll see if they can keep up the pressure or if Canada can make the right adjustments.
But the problem for Canada is 4 fouls done at McLaughlin.
Absolutely. If you can't keep your best player in the game, probably not standing a lot of chance of winning this game. But Janet, a very smart player. She's been to a Paralympics before. She understands pressure, and she really, really wants to make the podium badly. It is always tough to see two perennial powerhouses like USA and Canada in a quarterfinal elimination when they're so used to playing for medals.
But they found it tricky in the group stage. And both teams a very good field goal percentage. And there's little between these two sides, but the momentum and the shift is with the US.
Yeah, absolutely. And Canada has been a little shakier from the free throw line than they started out with, and those small points from the free throw line matter, especially when you can score with the time stopped.
And there's the strain on the face of Dave Kiley, the American coach. 18 points for Desi Miller so far. A fine all-round performance. And McLaughlin and Ulay have scored 37 of the Canadians' 41 points.
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't seen as much from Katie Harnick, but you notice the U.S. coach at the half did say they're really trying to lock down Katie because they feel like she's the key to opening things up. We'll see in the fourth quarter if Katie can step it up and knock down the jumpers that Canada knows she can.
Miller brings up 20 points. Ulay. Harnick. Has to be soon. And here's Murray again. And now Miller. Nichols unable to recover the offensive rebound.
USA doing a great job in transition. Canada tried to set a back pick. They easily crossed that out, and they got the advantage. So that's sort of the downfall of trying to go back and back pick. If you're not able to hold the back pick or you're not quite fast enough, they can really take advantage and get you back picked.
Miller again. This time she scores.
Miller, absolutely the hot hand right now.
McLaughlin. Ferguson.
First easy hoop for Canada in quite a while.
And that's the problem for them. They're having to fight for every single point. Murray. Miller. And here's Ulay again, carrying the fight to the Americans, almost on her own at times. Drives into Hunter and loses the ball. Murray. Nichols. And it's Miller again.
USA absolutely feeding the hot hand here.
But Canada's hot hand has got cold because of too many fouls, and that's the problem for them.
Absolutely. I think you can see Janet on the sideline there ready to come back in. But Johnson's had enough.
They may as well go for broke now, 8 points down with the clock ticking.
I totally agree with you.
It's turnover again, though. Ulay giving the ball away to Murray. Miller. Schneider got the ball away in time. But the Americans recover. They were more alert there inside the paint. Murray. Nichols. And that really is a bonus basket.
Absolutely. Work hard for the rebound, execute. DeMoss tries to get out there and make a great play, but double jump because she is a threat and roll to the hoop for Nichols.
10-point lead now, and Bill Johnson calls a Canadian timeout.
Settle. You're getting
Stop and score. We need to distribute the ball, move around, play good offense, and we need to get down there. We need to bust our asses forcing bad shots. We need to find that energy right now. Same way you started this game. Get right back up there.
They can't go anywhere. Maintain the shadows, get off contact.
Both good points from both coaches. Coach Johnson really trying to elevate their energy. That's something Canada has sorely lacked right now. And USA great point from their defensive coach. Really make chair contact, stop chairs, then get off, readjust, and we'll be successful. Those are keys for both sides.
And this is Rebecca Murray. 10 points for her. She scored the opening 6 for the US way back in the first quarter, but she's been providing the assists. 9 assists so far, the most in the game. Oulé not dropping for Canada now.
Definitely raise a good point. Murray used to being a scoring producer, but she's looking to assist in this game because she can see that Miller is able to take over, do a great job down the stretch. It'll open up for her if she's patient.
Schneider. No way forward for Oulé, but that was good wheel work there. McLaughlin offering support. In the end, she's the decoy. Harnack. McLaughlin. Well, I need plenty more from her. 8-point game still. And the odds still with the US here. And they're winding down the clock now, using up all 25 seconds. And it's scrappy in the end.
McLaughlin making a great defensive play on that end to close out, turn her back, but not back in. You see it here on the camera, perfect. Great reach and extension, and she creates this offensive transition.
And Harnack drawing the foul from Hunter for the Canadians, but they're still a long way from the American basket. Oulé. McLaughlin. And the clock ticks on for the Canadians. Murray.
Canada doing a really good job here of pushing USA wide and making a lot of tough shots for them.
Schneider, not tough enough though on that occasion. But while they're doing that, they're also eating up the clock for themselves.
They absolutely are. It's tough. You want to play aggressive in this situation, but your best defensive, your length of your defense really is unable to take some risks for you.
Schneider. Murray. Ferguson with the defensive rebound. McLaughlin. No one to pass to. Eventually it's Vigelandhart. Oulé. Maybe it's time for a three-pointer.
Tough take there from Cindy Ouellette.
And now Murray. And the US here just eating up the clock all the time. Ouellette. Schneider just holding her up. And a timeout is called. And the Canadians having to work extremely hard here just to get anywhere near the American key.
Absolutely. They're sort of falling into the pitfall of pressure right now and trying to dribble out of the press, whereas early in the game they really were successful passing around the press and getting lob shots in and out.
Dave Kiley calling the American timeout. 3:38 to go. Seems that attack is the best form of defence for Dave Kiley.
Absolutely. That's USA basketball. You want to push it hard, push it fast, and create mistakes for your opponent. And that's what they do best, is lay the pressure on late in the game.
Schneider with 13 points. Only Miller scored more for the Americans so far. Murray. Schneider underneath Nichols. And again.
Foul on the rebound there by Tracy Ferguson.
So the Americans will get the ball back and another 25 seconds to take off the clock should they need to. Miller, they don't bother, they just open up a 12-point lead.
Absolutely, she's got a laser eye on the basket right now.
Ouellette. Ferguson. McLaughlin caught up in traffic at the top of your picture, so Ferguson goes herself. And Hunter fouls her.
The Canadians looking for a clear path foul there. They felt that Tracy Ferguson was in front and then was fouled with no other defender in front of her. The rule is actually that the player has to be clearly in front. They were playing defense from the side, cut in. It's just a normal foul. The referee's getting it right there.
Ouellette. Doesn't trouble the ring at all.
Canada opting to press here to try and take USA out of their rhythm.
Got a timeout called again, I think. No, it's just interchanges this time.
Jacques and Ohama into the game there. Can eat up some quick fouls for Canada because they haven't been in the game yet. Get the foul count up. USA will shoot, and hopefully Canada will get rebounds.
But where will Canada ultimately look back on this game and think, where did they lose it?
Well, I think that they lose it in their key is Janet. And with her spending as much time as she did on the bench, it's really hard for them to keep their flow going. And they did have quite a good flow in the first quarter and a half. But as soon as the foul trouble starts, that's where you can look. You really can't say that any of those were cheap fouls or anything like that. They were definitely earned. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It's something Janet can work on, is just perfecting her defense as much as she's perfected her offense.
Ouellette now pulled up. The foul by Desi Miller, or rather the foul on Desi Miller. So the Americans have it, but then it's stolen.
Veteran Ohama there with a great steal.
Underneath is Jacques. McLaughlin.
No, Jacques, great effort to get to the hoop there and control her own rebound as one of the smallest players on the floor and get it to their biggest player on the floor.
Jacques only 20. Ohama 47. The youngest and oldest players in this Canadian team. But Miller now drawing the foul from Jacques.
And now Canada back to their original lineup. Ohama and Jacques definitely served their purpose in that game. Great job of fouling without getting an unsportsmanlike foul.
If this one doesn't go in, all eyes on the rebound here. Canada need to pick it up. But they don't. It's Nichols and then McLaughlin.
A great hustle play by Ferguson to get that rebound loose.
Ouellette. All the way through, but she doesn't find the finish.
Smart to foul quickly there. I'm going to save as much clock as possible.
And you can see the frustration there. Earlier on in the first quarter, she was scoring those at will, but not now.
Absolutely. Time to refocus here and really bear down in the last 2 minutes.
Murray's not scored for a long time, but she has now. And it's 2. It's a 12-point lead.
Again, Canada can later come back to the amount of fouls that they do have in the game and how well USA executed from the free throw line.
Roulette misses again. The Canadians know now the game is up. Vigeland-Hart with her 4th foul. Alana Nichols, the recipient. And it just shows you can recover if you have your bad quarter in the first quarter.
Absolutely, you have a whole game to sort of re-strategize. USA did a great job of refocusing and executing down the stretch. But yeah, unfortunately, Canada hasn't had the best last couple quarters.
No, they led 21-10, but then lost 19-12, 16-8, and currently they trail 14-6 in the final quarter. McLaughlin, one final defiant swipe from her.
Absolutely. This is what you're really looking for now down the stretch. Can your best players take over and bring you back into the game? Again, Jock and Ohama into the game.
27 points for Janet McLaughlin. But it's going to be in a losing cause.
Great quick foul by Mo Jock.
So the Americans keep going back to the line here. Miller looking for 27 and 28 points. It'll just be 27 if she scores the next one.
Well, if she does miss, Canada will be very fortunate because they did foul the best shooter on the floor right now. Always looking to try and foul the least quality shooter on the floor.
Well, they are lucky, and they get the rebound. Harnack.
There's the 8-second backcourt violation.
And that really hurts the Canadians.
It absolutely does. 8-second calls are a big momentum killer.
Ohama coming back in for Harnack for the Canadians, but it's all going to be in vain now.
USA doing a great job of executing their inbound passes and getting it to their best free throw shooters first, not giving Canada a chance to really foul somebody who hasn't been at the line very much or taking a lot of shots.
Vigeland-Hart fouled out. So as things stand, Canada will finish with the top scorer, but no place in the semi-finals. And Canada call the timeout. And what can Bill Johnson say now?
I think Bill is going to try and motivate them a lot and also work off some set plays that they're going to be able to see on the floor and go for threes here.
And plenty of them. Apart from McLaughlin, who's got the best reach at a potential three-pointer?
I'll look for Katie and Janet here on any of these set plays. And a lot of decoy work, I would think, for Janet to be the decoy and Katie to be the shooter. Katie is quite a clutch three-point shooter. Also, Roulette has the range.
Well, they need them, and they need them very soon. But they also have to prevent people like Rebecca Murray getting the ball.
Yeah, the last thing you want at the end of a game is for USA's best shooter to get hot late.
McLaughlin. It will turn out to be a pass for Olay. But she can't find McLaughlin again. And the ball turned over by the Canadians. And then the foul.
Really lucky there that Tracy Ferguson didn't get an unsportsmanlike foul. She played definitely the chair and not the ball. And that's what the referees are to be looking for when players are fouling, whether it's unsportsmanlike or whether it's a fair foul play on the ball.
So Nichols gets the first. And it's all over, a 14-point lead. Another timeout called.
USA doing a fantastic job of icing the game down the stretch here. They are terrific from the free throw line and executing all their inbound plays exactly the way the coach is drawing them up.
And currently, Canada have only scored 16 points in the second half.
Yeah, it's tough to win when your shooting percentage dwindles that much.
But Dave Carley and his players can look forward to Australia in the semi-finals. They overcame Mexico as anticipated, 62-37.
USA will be a really good matchup for Australia. Both are fast, quick teams. Both have a couple of really key players, like Miller for USA, Kobe Crispin for Australia. Both of them will match up very, very well against each other.
And the shooting percentage for the Canadians, 38%, 21 for 55. Not too bad. I mean, the Americans, 43%, 24 for 56.
Absolutely. It has been the USA executing a lot more shots in the paint, though, and that has been a big difference in this game. Canada, without Janet, didn't really get in the paint.
Castle now sent to the line. Ouellette with the foul. Defensive rebound, or rather offensive rebound for Murray. Miller. McLaughlin. Maybe one final time for Ouellette. Comprehensively upended there as she clashed with Castle.
Absolutely. Had to make a small adjustment there to catch the pass from Janet. Didn't let her keep that step that she had on Castle there.
And that's good to see.
Good sportsmanship. A lot of these players play against each other all the time. Many of them play in the U.S. College League against each other. And so they have tremendous respect for one another.
A half century brought up by Ouellette for Canada, but too little too late here. $18 points for Ouellette.
50 seconds left. Coach Johnson still opting to play the foul game a little bit here, seeing if he can chip back in, but it is a little far out of reach now. But also a great confidence booster for players like Mojak, who are very young on the team and will be progressing into their next Paralympics and many to come.
But also another problem for Canada. McLaughlin and Ouellette have scored 45 of their 51 points.
Absolutely. Balanced scoring is the key to wheelchair basketball. Obviously, every team has their star players, but you'll notice that other players will score. Canada gets a big percentage of their offense between those two players. Unfortunately, Katie has really been shut out of this scoreboard, but she's actually played a really terrific game and dealt with a lot of pressure from USA. And smart move on USA's part to identify her as the key to opening up Canada's offense.
Hunter. And there is the chance underneath. Woodson Smith. And the Americans have supported Miller. 15 from Schneider, 12 from Murray. 3-point effort from McLaughlin.
Fouled from beyond the arc here, so 3 shots with the time stop. Advantageous for Canada.
4 fouls for Castle.
Jenna going for the intentional miss there to try and create a extra play for Team Canada, but unfortunately coming up with the air ball. So we'll get a sideline inbound here for USA.
And the USA calling a timeout.
You guys all have to be on, so you can't play it straight up. Now last week we all sagged and everything. You got to be right out and I can't foul, so here we go. USA! Hands on your wheels! Hands on your wheels!
And disappointment already on the faces of the Canadian players. Katie Harnack there. Their medal dreams coming to an end here tonight. And if you're looking to pick a winner at the moment from the 4 teams left, who would you go for?
That's tough. USA and Germany would probably be my 2 favorites, but I've seen some great basketball out of Australia and the Netherlands as well. And Netherlands, one of the best transition teams I've seen in wheelchair basketball. So if they can really attack off transition, they'll be fantastic. Germany needs to shoot well, as we saw in our earlier game, to be able to really close things out. But yeah, Australia has several powerhouse players who can really finish strong in the paint. It can be really anybody's game.
Germany did not look like a gold medal team against Great Britain.
No, they absolutely didn't. And they have lost in 2 successive major tournaments, World Championships and Paralympics, but getting the silver medal. They are a veteran team, so they will, I think, make some adjustments.
3-pointer for the Canadians, not successful. And the Americans here can just play out time. Woodson Smith underneath. McLaughlin, 3-pointer, yes! Well, the 2-pointer given in the end, but it's all irrelevant. America are into the semi-finals. They've beaten their old rivals here. An 8-point victory in the end. 3 very, very impressive quarters of basketball after Canada jumped out to an 11-point lead at the end of the first quarter. But 26 points from Desi Miller, the backbone of their success, and they will now play Australia in the semi-finals.
Yeah, absolutely. What can you say? USA played their game. They pressed well. All their coaches should be really proud of the job that they put in, as should Canada, as they did execute a lot of their game plan as well. Just unfortunately ran into some foul trouble.
Yeah, thank you.
But the US obviously had to work hard, but they weren't sent to overtime. They didn't have to expend a huge amount of energy to win this game, so they'll have the recovery time before they play the Australians now.
Absolutely. Both sides will be well rested. Both have very dominant players that can execute well from the floor. USA has outside shooting, a little bit of inside presence, and a great press. Australia, 2 great inside presences with terrific point guard play. So we'll see a great matchup, I think, in that semi.
So, success for America here, beating Canada to reach the semi-finals of the women's wheelchair basketball. So, coming up then, we have Australia against Germany. Australia against America, and Germany against Holland. Another big crowd here inside the North Greenwich Arena. And just confirmation of what we've seen here today. A big win for Australia, a comfortable win for Holland, a narrow victory for Germany, and a very impressive display from the United States of America. And now the gold medal matches beginning to take shape. Victory here tonight for the USA.
On behalf of the International Paralympic Committee and the London Committee for the Olympic Games, we hope you've enjoyed your evening. Thank you for being part of London 2012. Have a very safe journey.
Vive la France!
Today's show. Thanks for being with us. See you tomorrow.
Hey everyone, I hope you had a great time watching the games and those incredible athletes. Please drive safe, pick up your litter, and go home with a sense of pride.
Abbiamo
Goodbye,
sbagliato.
everyone. Hope you have a great time. And please remember, mind the gap. It's very important. Bye.
I hope you've had a fantastic time.
Va bene, mi fai?
Apparently it's time for you to leave now.
Ah no.
Then I have to say bye and say goodbye. Bye.
Yes. From the Paralympics.
This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Left channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Left channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Left channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 10. International Stereo Sound for Television. Left channel.